so these are the ingredients that you will need to make your delicious veggie spelt flatbread pizza. All right, so the first thing, the foundation, is this organic spelt flatbread, or matzo is what we call it. It's just a square cracker that is made out of only spelt and water. This is really pure, and that's what I like to do. Eat as pure as possible. Rao's marinara sauce. You can use whatever marinara sauce you like. You can make it from scratch, but I like this one if I'm in a hurry because it doesn't have any preservatives. It just has the ingredients to make the sauce. Then I love to use fresh basil. A little quick trick that I do is my basil, I put it in water when I get it home. It usually comes in those little plastic containers, but I usually take it out of those containers, cut the stem at a diagonal, and then add it to spring water so that it doesn't get moldy and die. I like purple onion. You can do any type of onion, yellow, white, whatever onions you like. You can also do dried basil if you don't have fresh basil. You can do it in addition to the fresh basil, and then also I like to sprinkle on dried oregano. You can do fresh oregano as well. I like these organic Kalamata olives, and then also I love to put mushrooms on, kind of like as a meat substitute. They're very meaty and taste delicious. These are baby bella mushrooms, basically baby portobello mushrooms, but you could also do the big portobello mushroom caps and then just break them or slice them into pieces and place them on the pizza as well. If you like artichoke, you could also do artichoke. So I like these artichoke that are actually found at Costco. Now let's hop into making our pizza. First thing that I'll do is chop up all of the ingredients, the onions, the mushrooms, just get everything prepared and prepped and chopped. The purple onions are full of all kinds of different phytonutrients, antioxidants. That's that deep color, that deep purple. And they kind of have a sweet flavor, so I like those on pizza. While you're chopping and prepping everything, you want to go ahead and set your oven, preheat to 400 degrees so that it's all ready to go. So you want to just have that preheating so you're not waiting on the oven. Once I've chopped those, I just like to add them to a plate, free up some space. I'm gonna slice up these mushrooms. Now you see, I took out the stem. You don't have to do that, but I did. Just makes it a little more clean looking. That's pretty much it with the chopping. So then I like to take the basil and just pluck off what you think works. It's about how big the crust is. For 2 of those, I'll probably use about 4 big basil leaves. I'm just gonna rinse and dry those real fast. I like to actually prepare my pizza right on the parchment paper that I'm gonna cook it on, and then I can transfer it onto the pan. I actually will need a big cookie sheet because I'm gonna make 2 pizzas. I'm gonna take my Rao's and put my foundation on, my sauce. So I just like to take a nice spoon of the Rao's and just put it in the middle and spread it around. So you can start with that, and if it's not enough to you, then you can add more, but I'll start there and just use the bottom of the spoon to kind of spread and move it around. If you don't want to use tomato sauce, you could also do like a basil pesto. Now that this is all spread, now the next thing that you want to add is your basil, and you see I have my basil in this paper towel drying because I washed it off, and so I'm going to get my cooking shears and I'm going to cut this basil. So you see how I'm just cutting this basil. I just cut it in strips. Add that as a foundation onto the pizza. As you're sprinkling around this basil, just spread it evenly. If you had fresh oregano, you could also, of course, add that now. But what I'm gonna go ahead and do is add my dried oregano. And then I'm also probably gonna sprinkle a little of that on top after that. But you see I'm just adding a little bit of that on, get that those Italian flavors going. Molto bella. Little movie trivia. What movie is this from? Molto bella. Tutti frutti. See if we have any Chris Tucker fans. So I'm adding on now purple onions and just sprinkle them on. You can do as much or as little as you like. It's up to you and your palate and your family's palate and what y'all like. I am actually gonna have my daughter taste this and we'll see what she thinks. She's 4 years old and usually her pizza is a little more simple than this. So we'll see. This is actually for my husband that I'm making this for. So we'll see how she likes this. I'm adding on now the mushrooms. It's such a simple recipe, but it's really about finding the quality ingredients. And so I love that this spelt matzo is available and already made. I do have a sprouted spelt flatbread recipe where if you want to make your own bread and it's not a cracker, I have that recipe on this channel so I can link to that. But if you don't have time for all that, which today I didn't, then you can go ahead and just use these matzo crackers. Next, I'm going to do these Kalamata olives. So that was my oven. The oven is ready for the pizza. I'm going to put a little artichoke on. I'm just going to do it on one of the pizzas. Cut a little bit You could do green peppers, red peppers, various different types of onions. I'm just sprinkling now on top dried oregano. So now that I've done this, I'm gonna go ahead and put this onto the pan. And we're gonna stick it in the oven for about 10 minutes or so until the vegetables are nice and soft and tender to your desired tenderness. All right, so my pizza is in the oven. Yeah, you can come look, hon. Pizza's in the oven. We're gonna have it in there for 10 minutes. Watch out, it's hot. So my daughter, she's supposed to do a taste test and she's like, I don't want that pizza with the olives and stuff on it. The nice thing about this is you can build your own. So I'm gonna ask her, what would you like on your pizza, hon? Speak up, come over here. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
I want basil.
You want some basil?
And
we're gonna do a little red sauce.
No, not red sauce.
She doesn't want the tomato sauce. What do you want?
I want pesto.
You want pesto? Child, we definitely ain't wasting this. You feel me? Wipe that right off of there. I'm gonna make a quick basil pesto. So stay tuned for next week because this whole recipe for basil pesto and my daughter's special made veggie pizza will be premiering next week. So we're gonna stick to this regular veggie pizza that's in the book for today. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss this video for next week. And let's jump back in and see how this delicious veggie pizza turned out. I'm gonna show you how I like to cut this. So I just use a regular pizza cutter. Turn the plate. Cut it like that. So this just shows you kind of how the pizza looks, but you can obviously be creative and you can add nutritional yeast on top, add lots of other vegetables. If you want to do like a veggie cheese that melts, you could put that on top as well. If you haven't seen my sea moss cheese recipe, you could put that on top as well, y'all. So there's all kinds of different options, but this is this veggie pizza. Quick, easy recipe. It's featured in my upcoming book, High Vibes. It's a higher vibrational guide to healthy living and eating. And I have partnered with Derek Product for this. It'll be available exclusively on their website. So make sure that you check that out coming this January. All right, y'all. Take care. God bless. Don't forget to subscribe for more healthy recipes. We'll see you in the next video.